All right, you're welcome again to another quick and very fast video by MOSJARO. Now, like I said before, if you know this your first time of coming across my video, please do well to subscribe and of course share the video so that other persons can get to see the video and of course watch the video so it can be of good use to them. Now, quickly, like we usually do, we don't waste time for here. Let's begin to look at the question. But remember, it's not all about the question. We're using the question to bring out some terms and some areas in chemistry that student ought to know as they're preparing for what exam, either the JAM exam or the UTME exam, or probably you're having difficulty in what in foundational chemistry. Now, this video is for you. Now, if you have not watched other videos, please take your time to go through my channel and watch the video. Now, look at what we have here. Now, this question is basically coming from what? From alkanols. Dehydration of alkanols, what will it form? Firstly, what is dehydration? We'll take it from the scratch. Dehydration is the removal of what? Of water molecules. Now, there's something you must know before we begin to jump into a question. Analyze the question, what the question is all about, and which area the question is coming from. So we'll not go waste time, but we'll be very, very careful. Don't mind my voice. I'll be looking at some videos and some classes today. So, but move, focus. Now, we have what's called dehydration and we have what's called what? Drying. They not be the same thing. Not go disgrace yourself for inside examination hall. So we go there very careful. Now, this dehydration means removal of water molecules. But when it comes to drying, removal of moisture. Now, this dehydration, they don't ask them for NECO before. This dehydration, they can say give two difference between dehydration and drying. Dehydration is a chemical change. That means to say when it occurs, a new substance is formed. But drying is a physical what change. It's just the removal of what? Of moisture. Now, look this question we did. They said dehydration of this compound. Now, first off, what could they analyze and small. If you look at this compound very well, you know obviously it's an organic compound, yes. But again, you will understand that there's something that's attached to it, which is what? OH. Any organic compound that have OH, this OH is regarded as the what? As the hydroxyl what? As the hydroxyl group. Now, any organic compound that has OH as a functional group, that compound is regarded as what? As an alkanol, or if you like, as an alcohol. Now, this compound is not just having an OH, it's an aliphatic compound. Now, you hear me now. That means we have hydrocarbons, for example, we have organic compound. We have some that are aliphatic and some that are aromatic. Now, those aliphatic compounds are those ones that are straight chain, like this one, or those ones that are what? That are branch chain, or there are some aliphatic compounds that also form what? Rings. Now, we have something like this, for instance. We have something like this. It's forming a closed what? A closed ring. Now, these compounds are what? Are aliphatic, but this one is what? Is cyclic. So we can say this one is cyclic aliphatic hydrocarbons. Show you the same too. But these two are what? Are acyclic. Now, remember, this question I usually use to bring out so many points. Now, you have known already what's dehydration, what's drying. Now, you have known already that compounds that have this hydroxy group are known as what? Alkanols. Not just that, you now know that we have aliphatic hydrocarbon. We have some that are cyclic, we have some that are what? Acyclic. Now, let's jump back to our question. Now, if you look at this particular question, you notice that this is what is an alkanol. Not just an alkanol, is what is a monohydric alkanols. Now, I don't bring out another one now. I want to be MOSJARO dey all about bringing out the point where you will need for example, you need to pay attention. I dey talk to you now, they do another thing. Now look at it now. We have monohydric alkanols. What do you mean? What be the meaning of mono? Mono means one. That means this idiot has what? Has one OH. That is to say, there are some alcohols that have two OH. They'll call them dihydric. There are some that have more than two. For example, you have to call it trihydric. For instance, glycerol. Point don't they come? Glycerol is a trihydric alcohol. Glycerol that is also known as what? As propan 1,2,3 triol. Now, we never enter the question, but we they bring the point, we they knock and they go. Now, look at it now. We have what? Dehydration of this guy. First off, you don't already know, say, oh, this guy now alkanol. Why? Because he has the hydroxy group. Now, you have known again that this guy is a monohydric of alkanols. Now, how could they go now? But this one now, trihydric. Moku leave that side, Moku move again. Now, there's what we call primary alcohols. There's what we call secondary alkanols. And there's what we call tertiary what alkanols. Now, this one, when you see for here, so is an example of a secondary alkanol. Why? You will not waste much time. For you to identify secondary alkanols, you will see something like this. You have something like this. We have OH. Now, some places can say, oh, secondary alkanols are alkanols that have two alkyl groups. Sure, you know, say this R here and alkyl, not before ratio, not disgrace yourself. Now, alkyl group. It has two alkyl group attached to the carbon that carries the OH. You can say, oh, it's a secondary alkanol. Yes, it's correct. But unlike MOSJARO like to identify the alkanols by their hydrogen that is attached to the carbon. Now, if you look at this alkanol now, it's monohydric, right? It has one hydrogen attached to the carbon that carries the OH. This type of alkanol is regarded as what? As secondary. In case you dey shout, say, okay, MOSJARO, what if we can't get something like this now? We have what? H, we get H, and we get H. Which type of alkanol is now this one? This one is now a secondary alkanol. Why? The reason being that it has what? Two hydrogen attached to the carbon that carries the OH. So if it has two hydrogen attached to the carbon that carries the OH, it's said to be what? A primary alkanol. Now, if you can't get the other one, will be what? C arrow OH. This one is now a tertiary alkanol. There is no free hydrogen attached, or you can simply say we have three alkyl group attached. Now, let's now jump to our question. Now, if you look at this particular alkanol, what you notice is that this is the carbon that carries the OH. Show you this here now. Now, this carbon will carry the OH. So, how many hydrogen there are? One. Look at it now. That means it conforms to this. But it has how many alkyl? It has what? Two alkyl. This is ethyl. This is methyl. Now, let's now go into the subject matter now. Now, this video might be longer than usual, but I need to explain so many things in this particular question. Now, come back. Remember that if this is an alkanol, just put on for your mind that if I dehydrate alkanol, that means if I remove water molecule, I'm going to form what? An alkene. So this is the basis of what we are doing. Dehydration of alkanols, we form what? An alkene. And of course, you know, say alkene, one thing to identify them is that they have what? Double bond. Where could they go now? So you don't put this one for your mind. Hold on tight. Now, this is the right time for us to now begin to analyze this question very well. Oh, yeah, make me they go. Now, check this guy out now. I use my hand in clean board for your sake. Oh, yeah, go. Now, the option already there. Moku bring out the structure. They said CH3, CH2, CH. They said OH. They said CH3. Remember, don't forget that what? That dehydration is the removal of water what? Molecule. That means I need to remove H2O from this guy with the bottle. Now, how we go say run and now? Make I show you something. Two products are formed in this particular reaction. One of them is the minor product. The other one is the major product. Now, when it comes to dehydration of secondary alkanol, there are two products that are formed. But had it been it was primary, peradventure, maybe we're having something like this: CH3, CH2, CH2. Okay, let me just end it here. OH. Now, if you look at it very well, this is a primary alkanol. How? Look at the way I used to identify it. This OH is attached to this carbon, and this carbon has two hydrogen, so it's a primary alkanol. So if dehydration want to occur in this particular alkanol, it's going to form only one product. Oyamoku check out. Now we are going to have this. Remember, dehydration is the removal of water molecule, and you know, say water molecule is H plus OH was minus. Now I will remove the OH from here, from this. Remember, this OH is attached to this carbon. The carbon that I remove the OH from, I cannot remove the hydrogen from there again. I have to come to this other carbon to remove the hydrogen. Show you the get. I cannot remove it from here. You are not mad, because if I remove it from here, I will not free one electron, and the bond cannot be formed from here down to this place. Show you get. So the hydrogen is always removed from the carbon that is closer to where you remove the OH from. So if I remove the OH from here, that means I'm going to remove the hydrogen from here. Remember, we're trying to remove water molecule now. Remove the OH from here, remove the hydrogen from here. Now, remember, if I remove the hydrogen from here, I'll free one electron. Remove the OH from here, free another electron. Now, I'm now having two free electrons, and they can form a double bond. Because a bond is formed from what? Two electrons. Oh yeah, in this case now, I will now have CH3, CH. Share the same. I don't remove one hydrogen from here. Don't disgrace yourself. And remove OH from here. Then remember we gain one single bond here before. The single bond I put out plus the one we come from the two free electron, another one, then CH2. It will form only one product. This will be my answer. So if you check out now, this guy now happy. But look at what they gave to us here. We're going to apply the same method. But the problem here is that it's going to form two products. The reason being that it's a secondary alkanols. The addition of secondary alkanol will form two products. Now, what will be the products now? Now look at our answer. First of all, remember we are involving removal of what? Water molecule. Now look at what is going to happen. If I remove the OH, of course the OH you see, I remove the OH from here. If you check it out, I can either remove the hydrogen from here, the next carbon that is closer, or this other one. Unlike the first one that we did just now, where we only have one place to remove the hydrogen. If you watch the video, you can go back and check what I did just now. Now, in this situation, I can either remove hydrogen from here or hydrogen from here. But in this one, I want to write it again: CH3, CH2, CH2OH. I had only one place to remove the hydrogen, which is just this. That's why I could form one product. Now, in this situation, I have two places. I can either remove from here or here. Remember, I can't remove it from here, like I explained just now. So if I remove it from here, what will be formed? Or you can say, okay, let's start with this one first. Remove the OH from here, remove the hydrogen from here. What will be the product? Will that be what? CH3, you see, CH, remember one hydrogen remaining. Then remember, double bond CH, CH3. This is one product. Plus, if I remove the hydrogen from here, it will now be what? CH3, CH2, OH, remove it from there, then CH, OH already gone. Then, if I remove the hydrogen from here, double bond, CH2. Now, these are the two products that will be what? That will be formed, or that can be formed from the dehydration of these particular alkanols. Show you the same now. So, if it's secondary, we are going to form two products. If it's primary, we're going to form only one. And among these two, for those of us that are in university 200 level, you are doing chemistry, you notice that what? One of them is the major product, and one of them is the minor product. And in this situation, this is the what? Is the major product, while this other one is the what? Is the minor product. Now, how do we get to know that? Maybe I'm going to bring out another video to fully explain that, so that I don't want this video to be too long, to fully explain how to identify which one is the major and which one is the what is the minor product. But for now, just know the terminology that I use: types of alkanols, dehydration of alkanols, what we form, what's dehydration itself, dehydration of secondary alkanols, we form how many products. Just know that. So we have used this short video to analyze this point now. But if you know that you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please do well to subscribe, and of course share, so that other persons will get to see it. And of course like, and of course we drop a comment. My name remains MOSJARO, the critically acclaimed. There are other videos like this that we analyze simple and detailed questions for those of us that are writing the JAM examination or the WHAT or the WIC examination. So I'll see you in my next video. Ciao.